are, Section B, Greg.
Section B.
Yearling fillies.
Yearling gray filly.
Absolutely.
Tom Oben. No,
Shokins.
excuse me, Tom Shokins. From Shokins, the brothers and the father. What a family, huh? There's Giacomo, number 16.
So AV Purple Rain, number 15, first to enter. Now number 16, Isra AH with Giacomo Capacci. Section B of Yearling
Raela
fillies.
Atba. She's a March foal, number 17. Number 18 is Encarina. Encarina is a March foal as well.
Somebody, Ascot. We'll see him tomorrow, hopefully.
19 from Poland, huh? There's Pavel.
Daughter Marwan El Shakab. Al Yazi BHM. And here we go. The secret horse is here.
That's right.
From San Diego, California.
Algamra. Algamra. AJ Portofino out of Ava Maria Par. And she is now owned by El Sheikh Stud. And bred by Dr. Yu and Alexandria Hodgman from the USA, the San Diego area. What a nice couple. What great breeders she is. She's been committed to the Arabian horse as long as I've known her. I imagine she's at home right now watching this and nervous and excited and proud, and we're happy for you.
That's a typical small breeder. 1 to 2 babies a year, maybe not even every year.
And what are the odds that her baby is now right there on a world stage?
In Paris.
Kind of dreams do come true, ladies and gentlemen. They do.
Great horses can come from anywhere if you have the eye, determination, and a little luck behind you.
And passion, which really is determination, huh?
Silhouette now comes in. Silverette Menton with Glenn Shokins, the chestnut filly from Mexico, Arabian Soul. Number 24 coming right before Glenn did with Matthew Malou. The daughter of SAM Magic One, Sania Duqueron. Boy, these fillies look like almost 2-year-olds. Nice big group of mature, refined fillies.
Just so you know, it tends to be appearing here that it's also
11
by age.
fillies in the ring
Youngers first,
for us
older
this
later.
afternoon for the second
last portion of
qualifier
class
for the
would
junior
probably be would be
females.
the oldest filly in the class.
I count 11 shows up for Section B of the yearling fillies, qualifying for Sunday's World Championship. Six in the first section, 11 in the second section, Greg.
Did they have any way they determined first section or first second? I mean, it wasn't by age, it must have been by draw.
They have a mix of ages in each group.
So how you ended up in a specific section was more of a draw.
And when they scratch down, you might end up with an imbalance Section A and Section B, which we had today.
Happened, yeah.
But I like the blend of older and younger in each group. That gives it nice cross-section competition. Some shows, many times we see that in the United States, Section A will be the older group, and then halfway through the whole class, they'll start Section B, the young, and they'll call that the younger group. But I prefer the blend.
There's one of our judges, Leslie Connor from the USA. On the other side,
Conrad Datier
Conrad from Belgium.
Very experienced judges.
There's Paulo.
Again, brought to you by El Sheikh Stud. You're watching ArabianEssence.tv. Get our app, ArabianEssence.tv. We're in Paris. We're out by the airport, 40 minutes from downtown Paris, Greg. Quick train ride or Uber. Everybody stays at the hotels out this way, except Raphael. Comes out of the Four Seasons downtown.
That's nice if you can do it. It's beautiful down there. Love Paris. We went down and we had that little tour we had the other day.
Did a little promo. It was fun.
Interesting. A lot of people are staying in the hotels here close to the showgrounds, and those bars and those breakfast places, a lot of business getting done.
A lot of business, a lot of networking, old friends. It's a very social show circuit over here, I would have to say. Many people here don't even have a horse in the show. Just came to watch.
Lots. I was talking to a very good American breeder, Sam Peacemaker. And Sam was telling me just a little while ago that he loves this show. He always comes to this show. He wouldn't miss it. I think it's a worldwide event for sure.
It's an education as well. When you say, Greg, you need to see excellence. Go home and compare your group of horses and shoot for that ideal. And right now, I would have to say unequivocally the best horses on the planet are right here in the European circuit in the summer and in the Middle East over the winter.
And I think there's a conversation about styles of horse, American style, Brazilian style, and the Middle Eastern or European style. You hear a lot of people talk about that.
Correct. It's fascinating is they have a style that maybe they're more specific to type and movement, but they're using a lot of our bloodlines.
It's true, but they found out how to put that face on them, and the American horses, the criteria, the sort of the sales one, the deal killer, the deal maker is that long hooky neck with lots of shape and a super refined throat. Here, the most important thing is that type, Arabian type with that beautiful extreme face and balance and carriage.
And here comes the first horse of Section B. Number 15 enters the arena, Greg. AV Purple Rain with Tom Shokens.
Tom Shokens loosens up. He'll do some running.
She's out of a WH Justice. Look how white she already is as a yearling. I believe she was bronze in Aachen just 2 months ago. And she's putting on a nice show here. A lot of tail carriage, a lot of bounce. That's a brave filly.
I was going to say that she's going to score some movement points.
This is a tough atmosphere. You're inside.
Yeah.
They've been inside for days. Not a touch of outside. Artificial light on all the time. Lots of crowd, lots of music, and it is not bothering her in her presentation.
And you sort of can get some sort of perspective on how she's moving, on how fast Tom's running down the rail. She's got 4, he's got 2 legs. She's got 4, she'll outrun him. But, you'll see her go forward. It looks effortless for her, and he's running to stay with her, so she's going to get some good movement points, I believe.
Little difference in the lead. If you take a little closer look, that guy, we showed usually an 8 or 10 foot lead in the United States, Brazil, Canada. They're showing in 16, 18 feet lead, almost like a lunge line, so they can really get out there and help themselves, because that horse is, as you mentioned, covering more ground they are. He's got quite a bit of it in his hands, a little more awkward, but they're comfortable over here. But a longer lead that they show these horses on to get that movement. Oh, she's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. That's AV Purple Rain.
Number 15.
Shiraz de la Femme out of AV Dancing Rain, who was a Justice daughter.
So she's first in Section B now, ladies and gentlemen, here in Paris. On ArabianEssence.tv, brought to you by Al Sheikh Stud.
Bred by somebody in the UK, AV Arabians in the UK, and now owned by Bin Hamila Stud in the Emirates.
That's a great guy, Ali, great supporter in breed. Businessman for UAE, he lives in Abu Dhabi. Sold him a Marwan daughter a few years ago. Great guy. Just golden. Always does what he says he's going to do. Here she is walking for the judges. They watch her track, don't they, Greg? They're not just looking at legs, but also how she tracks, and even some of her Arabian type at the walk.
Yeah, you can sort of get a feel for her body, her neck, her shoulder, how she connects and how she walks. As everything gets slowed down, and you can take a real good visual observation of her.
Now she comes back together in her pose. The second pose here in the individual judge looks a little bit more together, but they're also running out of steam. After trotting around and walking and taking the environment, they're running on fumes usually by now, but the judges are pretty much done. As you notice, they're in their notebooks by the second stand-up, aren't they? They're finishing off things. So when you're judging, Greg, are you just crossing T's and dotting I's by centering? Have you got the horse pretty evaluated when it's trotting in the initial group walk, or do you need to see them up close here at the end of the class?
You know, for me, I see them come in, I evaluate. I see them walk, I evaluate. And I need to see them up close to make sure there isn't some major fault on a foot or some white in the eye, or maybe they're not as big as I saw them when they got closer to me. More
Did they ever stop in your tracks when you walk up centering and they come to a whoa and hit their pose? Do you ever just freeze and just want to stare at, one exceptional part of them?
Oh, there's no doubt. I enjoy greatness, and so when they hit their spot, it's fun to watch.
Here we are, Giacomo. This guy might put more effort in a presentation than anybody out there. That little guy can cover some ground.
Giacomo Capaci, and he is a showman. He will not tell you whether he loves this horse, it's the best horse he's ever led or not. He will give you everything on every horse he presents.
Isra A.H. This is an April 10th filly. Well, there's a nice pass right there, Greg.
Yep.
Right on the straightaway, right where the judges are. He saved it, timed it perfectly. Here she is on the straightaway.
He's going to go again. He's going to try to get her down. See, she started to break. He's going to put her back in the trot and try to get another pass with the trot.
That first pass might have done it. It might have given the judges just enough of what she's capable of. There she goes again.
There she is, balanced, tail up, head up.
She locks in and she can float.
In a perfect world, you want to see this horse go down the rail, floating and carrying itself almost like she's by herself. And he's just along for the ride. He's not pulling her, he's not dragging her, he's not slowing her down. He's just hanging with her.
Just a dance partner. Here he is with his pose. Judges come up and evaluate some more. Giacomo, based in Tuscany, Italy, a little city called Cortona. If you ever want to take in an Italian countryside and wine taste and Arabian horses, visit Tuscany, and more specifically Cortona. Paolo Capecci's not that far away, he's about an hour away. Two beautiful horse farms in a beautiful part of the world. We've done it several times, we enjoy it.
She is owned by Al Arasha Stud of Bahrain and bred in Israel by Bisol Said. Jocko, of course, is on the lead, Jocko Kapashi, and she's by Wadi Al Shakab out of Zared Drems JTA.
Yep, her father Wadi, world champion stallion last year.
Yep.
Beautiful Wadi filly.
We saw him in Mentone last year win the gold.
He won in Menton gold, and he followed up with his win at Paris. That's a gorgeous Wadi filly. A lot of style. Again, she hit that first lap, first pass down the straight and really sold her abilities there and her quality. Second short pose here as the judges finish up. Us handlers are showing to the very end until we're excused, but judges are about 99% done at this point. Might peek at her a little bit, but they're into their notepad, aren't they, Greg?
Yeah, they're about done. They're just trying to figure out maybe scoring the legs and some little things, but their overall evaluation is done. They know what they like, how she fits, how she scores. I was watching Giacomo with the tennis shoes on. You know, years ago we wore beautiful shoes with our suits to present the horses. Now we wear black tennis shoes to run.
Maybe even waterproof. They say the arena's a little bit damp. Feet get wet at the end of the day, a little chilly.
Well, that's important so that all these people here aren't inhaling dust all day, so it's nice.
That's beautiful artificial footing for the jumpers.
Arabian Essence TV, thank you for your great production today. And of course, Al Sheikh Stud, we would not be here without them. We are so appreciative of them, for both of them, doing a great job. Ralia Atba. She's a March baby by Paris K out of Husa Atba, who was, of course, by Eden C. Owned by Atba Stud, and bred by Atba Stud.
It's a big filly as well. Nicholas, the resident trainer at Atba Stud, farm manager Ward Bumerang, doing a great job.
Yeah, this is a super talented up-and-coming young kid. I saw him in Mentone, and I said, oh, I'd like him to come to the U.S. And Ward's, the farm manager, said, don't you talk to him. Yep. This is a talented kid. They've got a bright future in this handler.
Again, real long lead compared to you'll see in the U.S., Brazil. Really allows you to get out of the horse's way and allow that horse circle around you. It's a big arena, 100 by 200 arena here, Greg, with a 100-foot long chute getting into the arena. Movement is key. Here she comes. You're watching number 17, Ralia Atba, presenting center ring in Paris here on ArabianEssence.tv. Daughter Paris K out of an Eden C daughter. Again, homebred by Atba Stud. Many of these horses now coming out of the Persian Gulf area. Homebred home owned. They searched the world for bloodlines, mares and stallions, and now they are creating their own masterpieces. And here she is, beautiful chestnut filly. Nico doing a nice job. Very smooth. Again, gorgeous hair coat, turned out beautifully to the 9s. Show clip with still the muzzle hairs intact. Apologize. Eyelashes, beautiful fine coat. They are razored, but they're done so well as they navigate around the nostril hairs and the eye hairs. Blended beautifully. Handler's always obsessed with fixing that forelock. We think that's going to help the situation. Many of us do that. I've had judges with thick forelocks ask me in the past, can you move the forelock off the side so I can see how beautiful your horse is? But we love that look of that forelock hanging down between their eyes. But it does obscure a little bit of the details of the face.
Sometimes you'll find a trick when they're not so exotic in the face. They'll sort of fluff up that foretop to make the horse look dishier.
Boy, I'll spend a lot of time braiding and taking care of that forelock if they're lacking a little bit of detail on the face.
I judged once a horse that was glued there. And
back in the old days, the Western horses used to glue that thing like a string right down the middle.
Yeah, and
Elmer's
so
glue.
They had it all fluffed and dry, you know, with gel and all puffy. It creates the illusion of more of a dish, and you see that sometimes.
Nice job. As they walk back relaxed, they'll move off to the side, almost to the in-gate area as the next horse comes flying in. We're on to horse number 18, Greg.
And Karina's Ascot DD out of Anaria Par, who again is by QR Mark. Good moving filly.
From Poland, we didn't expect any less, would we?
No.
Polish horses come to Paris and they truck.
For them, no go, no show.
There is young Pavel. This is a Michał horse, the Michał state stud in Poland. One of the two Polish studs competing this week, Jana Pawlowski.
They actually have this listed as a Jana Pawlowski horse.
No, they do. He did, is when I met this handler, Pavel, he was working at Michał. So this is from Jana Pawlowski, and I apologize.
Bred and owned by Jana Pawlowski.
This kid can cover some ground too.
Yeah, he was good. I saw him show a couple of years ago in the auction in Poland, and he was a handler of the show. He did a great job.
Nice job. Historic breeding program, over 150 years, Jana Pawlowski breeding program. Ascot used just for, I believe, a season, and I think it was a frozen semen. So they infused some new blood on their historic mares, just like QR Mark was used just a little bit. Created some beautiful daughters in Poland. Number 18, in Karina. It's a March 16th, 2017 chestnut filly. As they pan the background, there's Javan, the photographer from the United States. A lot of Americans this year. A couple American horses in the hunt. A lot of horses that all of us somehow connected have sold or bred that are relatives to these horses showing, Greg. Very proud Americans here.
Yeah.
Still some of the largest breeders and has the largest horse population in the world, Arabian horses, in the United States.
Gives his girl a little treat, maybe some sugar.
Just did good. Nice job. Again, very well turned out. And it's cold in Poland this time of the year.
Yeah,
keep that hair coat together and keep her fit.
That's hard to do, huh, Rory?
They're owned by the government, but they don't have all the means at the training centers that they compete against. They don't have the ability to do the sponsorships or the VIP table area. They come in there like the Amish almost. Just come to work. Everybody's on the team there as pitches in. You don't see email blasts from the Polish horses. You don't see the advertising in the magazines. They just come and show.
those show halters are actually, there's about 95% of them is made in Scottsdale, Arizona, by a German gentleman named Victor.
About 88 years old.
He was a saddle maker, great tool maker, leather maker, and he sort of corners the market in the world with these show halters and the quality, because his quality is better than anybody's.
Yeah, there's other ones on the marketplace, but his these hold up with time.
Yeah, funny story. I had one broke. I went to his office and I wanted a new one. He looked at the date he had stamped. It was 1986. This was only a year ago. He goes, buy a new one.
Here we go. There's the other Pavel from Poland. He was the head trainer at Jana Pawlowski for many years. Now he has his own private training center, does a fantastic job. And he's with number 19.
This is a sort of a star handler, and beautiful, beautiful Marwan daughter, Marwan Al-Shakab. She is Al-Yazi BHM. Bin Hamilia stud of the Emirates owns her and bred her. And Pavel Kowalski is on the lead. He's getting some points right now, I'm going to tell you, on that motion.
He's got a good feel with the horse.
Yeah, he's a good horseman.
He did not grow up in the horse business.
He was a policeman.
He was a policeman. He boxed a little bit, and he was discovered on evaluation day at one of the state studs, where they bring out 200 horses in one day, and all the directors, all the studs, evaluate each stud's horses. And they saw him running horses just almost as a helper. And Jana Pawlowski and Gerard Patty, when they were Trella, they grabbed him and said, you know, we can make him into something. And he turned into a world champion handler. And he's got a great feel.
You could see something we talked about. He came down, raised his hand for his crew to sort of shake some bags.
And then they might signal that that's enough. The horse is doing great.
Yeah.
This filly's out of an RFI Maktoub daughter by Marwan Al-Shakab.
You can see the Marwan sort of shoulder and uprightness. It's just a little different than what you see with a lot of the horses. This is, I would say, a bit more of an American style horse if you had to sort of pick at straws.
He's got a nice American stand-up in her as well. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
I spent some time with him when I was in Poland for 12 days at Jana Pawlowski during the summer sale and the show, and he loves his horses.
Did he arrest you?
No, I wouldn't arm wrestle that guy. That's a little dude, but he's strong. Very smooth, good handler. He'd rather underschool for a horse show and have as much trot and bounce in the horse than overschool.
And there's certainly a lot of discussion about that, asking the horses to stand and be in the military and be alert and give everything at the standstill, or trot and be free and give everything they can on the end of the lead. And most of these guys are trying to find a happy medium.
Right. Everybody's raised their game over here. They do every aspect of the class excellent, and that's a lot to ask out of a horse, particularly as a yearling. So there's a fine line. How much do you practice? How much do you make it mechanical versus natural?
Right.
He does a nice job. Very smooth. His hands are real quiet. His body motions are very subtle. This is the all-star game of horses and handlers and breeders, owners, sponsors, photographers. There's the best of the best has now found their way in these Ikaho shows in the Europe, Middle East. They're doing a fantastic job. Look close up of her ears. There's still ear hair in there. We clip with a 40 or 50, completely bald, leave the tips on the ears in America. They need to leave a certain amount of hair on their eyes, their muzzle, and inside their ears.
That guy in the red coat looks like Inspector Clouseau.
He's a little more serious, though. That guy is not joking around.
Yeah, he's got the outfit on, though.
Looks like he probably worked for the French Foreign Legion, like the security guard joining us in here today.
So here comes the secret that was held all.
Lots of advertising, no pictures.
Great ad campaign. You can hear the cheering and the excitement. This is bred by Dr. Hugh and Alexandra Hodgman of San Diego, California, by AJ Portofino, out of her lovely, lovely mare.
Daughter Eden C.
Yep, the Eden C Ava Maria Par, owned by El Sheikh Stud, our benevolent sponsor today, and bred by, like I said, the Hodgman family, San Diego, California.
Being presented by Raphael Curti, a Frenchman.
Took a beautiful look.
Yeah,
she went down the rail and looked at those judges and said, hey, I got it going on.
Very Eden C looking through the neck and the shoulder and the body. That really can curl up.
Look, that's pretty. There she is. She's doing it. Raphael's with her. He knows he's getting a really, really good trot out of her.
And he's one of the faster handlers. This guy can book if the horse will go with him. But he's got a high energy level. He'll display all the trot he can get out of her.
And he's on his home court. He's a Frenchman.
Yes, he is. Just a few hours away. He spent some time in the U.S., worked for several major farms. He's on an explosion round. He's doing a great job. His product is well turned out. His people are well taken care of, and the horses look beautiful. There she is.
There she is.
Nice pose. Popped her tail.
Hitting a nice look.
Real clean underside of her neck.
It looks like I'm betting she's in the hunt.
She could be. Her silhouette is very beautiful from the nose, past her eyes, down her neck, and through her body up to her tail. That looks like an Arabian filly.
That's a beautiful presentation. Congratulations to everyone involved.
And again, when she's Snow White, maybe she comes back a couple years from now after a few babies. Could be.
That is beautiful. So that's how it's supposed to look. That's how it's done right there. It's a beautiful presentation, both at the trot and in the middle. Making his final pass, just a walk in front of the judges. They can get one more evaluation. See her let down. You can hear the crowd. She's one of the favorites. And they'll take one more look.
A lot of people supporting this filly. Her presentation was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She has great pieces. Let's see what fails. You know, with the scorecard, we'll know shortly here.
And you can see Raphael's happy with his presentation, and I'm sure he's thankful all the pressure's off. He's talking to the owner a little bit.
There you go.
Guys are congratulating on the presentation.
A lot of fist bumps there. Here we go. Next filly into the ring. Jane Al-Sayed, number 21.
21, she's February, baby. By Alexandra out of Prestic Par, who's a Magnum Psyche daughter. Al-Sayed stud is the owner, and Al-Sayed stud is the breeder. Tom Oben is the handler listed, but he's not the handler here. This is one of probably his assistants.
Very complimentary.
Well, I'm just showing you a screenshot of something.
Rory, this is an assistant of Tom Oben's handling this horse. Do you know this handler?
I think he's one of the assistant trainers back home at Al-Sayed Stud, and and Tom Oben helped him prepare this horse. And he's got the support staff here this week.
I see. Yep.
To prepare this horse. That way, he didn't have to bring the whole group just for one horse this week. Beautiful filly. again by Alexander, who was world champion, the son of Excalibur. Alexander, born and raised in the United States. Again, another American blood. And we're showing a little prejudice towards it, but a lot of our great horses have worked their way over here, and now they're breeding them on. Daughter of Alexander. It's out of a Magnum Psyche daughter.
Kind of an interesting color, isn't she? She'll eventually go white, and she's beginning to gray. That's what you see, the spots. She's a gray filly.
Born chestnut. A lot of mane and tail for a young filly.
A lot of mane and tail.
He's getting a nice show out of her. Doing a nice job. Boy, handlers, no matter where they're from around the world, they're all doing a fantastic job. Very smooth, very quiet in their cues, in their body movements. The horses can follow you. The more subtle you are, the more they can hang in and follow you with all the distractions in the show arena. Nice job. He should be very excited about his presentation there. Go, another Polish horse. We expect some nice movement out of her. Peter de Wood, El Belizmia.
She's by Ascot DD out of Elliptica, who's probably an Stern daughter. By Michał, owned by Michał, bred by Michał. This is Piotr de Wojak on the lead.
Boy, she can flag her tail and carry herself.
They have horses that move.
And they have the hind end as well.
That's beautiful motion.
Yeah.
You know, I think, Rory, it's a lot because they're race horses. They're bred to run, which means extension of their joints and their moves, and that's the criteria. And so these horses are very athletic first.
And I think, Greg, there's some pride there. They expect every horse they bring out to a show ring to be a mover, and I think they weed out over a period of time the ones that don't move and don't keep that Polish standard. It's very vital to them because they will race them as later or performance horses later on, like the Americans do. But boy, they love to show off their trot, so they want to bring horses to a horse show that can outmove everybody else.
Yeah, these horses, definitely the Polish horses, are going to go on and do some things performance-wise. They'll ride them, mostly race. They have a big racing division in Poland and probably some English divisions. They really, really like that in their horses. What a great presentation by Arabian Essence TV and El Sheikh Stud for allowing us to come with you today. The clarity is, the professionalism is just beautiful. What a great live stream, and we could not be more excited than to be here live to tell you the story of what we see and how we feel. The environment, you guys, is just beyond description. The energy, the people watching. If you get a chance, come to the World Championships in Paris. We know we don't show it to you, but the warm-up ring, the ring they're in before they come to this ring, you would think was a national or world champion arena. It's that beautiful. And all the trainers and breeders' booths, skyboxes, are around it. So a lot of social stuff going on there as well. And this seating here is where people come to sit and actually watch the classes in the arena. This is a major show jumping arena. It's for the Salon des Cheval. The quality of the arena, the production, beyond description, and the horses fit.
Everything's first cabin here, Greg. Just beautiful. From the hospitality of the farms to the hospitality of the host of the show, the VIP area.
Most of the time, the oil you see on the faces is sort of a mixture of baby oil and Vaseline. They put them around the eyes and the muzzle and to make it shine and accent a little more, just like some people would wear makeup. It just sort of accentuates the eyes. They're clipped around those eyes to make those casings stand out wider and more extreme. The competition is so thin that every little bit helps. A fancy one coming down. Yearling fillies, of course. This is Sania Duqueron.
French horse.
She's by SMA Magic One out of Joseph Sierra. And of course, SMA Magic One is quite a stallion sire worldwide at this point, producing babies. I see many in the States, many here, many in Brazil. The Frozen Seaman helps get that to everybody worldwide.
Being presented by Matthew Malone, Frenchman, French horse. Doing a nice job here. Right now, Greg, our leader in Section B of the yearling fillies, Raphael Curti, with a 92.58 Algamra, is leading the class.
So the secret weapon
Showed up.
has prevailed.
She showed up and showed.
And what was the high score in the last class? Do you remember?
It was AJ Samara, Frank Spoonlane. She had a 92.1, so this is the highest score of the morning.
I thought 92.17 was the winner.
And then second place in this class is Ray AH with a 92.08. So very nice.
It's tight. It's very tight.
3 excellent fillies right now with 3 high scores.
In Isra H was that
the second horse in this section. She was sired by Wadi, presented by Giacomo.
oh yeah, nice baby. Good show. We talked about Giacomo's effort and how he really works hard to give everything he can give to his horse, and they feel that energy from Giacomo, and they usually give everything they have for Giacomo.
And all 3 of those 92-point horses between Section A and Section B were all as beautiful as you can imagine, but all 3 of them moved so well. And that makes a difference out here.
Yep. There's Olger, the German judge, taking a look. And Conrad from Belgium, always a smart dresser on the other side with the curly hair. He usually wears the purple pants or the yellow pants or the red pants. He sort of, maybe he doesn't want to be missed being the judge. Doesn't want to get run over, so he wears an outfit you can't miss.
It's a nice filly, Greg. French owned and bred. The French handler, the home team here, as well as Raphael.
All right, it's a homie.
Doing great.
How many shows a year do these guys show on the circuit here in Europe, Rory?
But there's several major shows, and then there's another layer of title shows. I think you could find a horse show every weekend here of significance, and they do a fabulous job decorating arenas and the hospitality and the entertainment.
And how far do they drive? I mean,
Majority of there's a few training centers, and Italy has its own show circuit essentially because they are separated by the Alps from the rest of the continent. But most of them live either northern France, western Germany, or Belgium, a few in Denmark. So they're driving less than 6 or 8 hours. So quick in and out. Horse shows are only 2-3 days here in Europe, instead of a week-long or 10-day affair like we see in the United States.
and it's interesting, the trailers are almost like coaches, as opposed to the American have trailers hooked to the trucks. Right. These are all in one.
Tighter streets here, more roundabouts, more regulations to get through these older historic towns.
Silhouette AS by Titan AS, an American horse out of Serena AS, who was by Marwan. Seahorse BVBA at Knock Arabians. He's the owner, and Arabian Soul Partners were the breeders. Glenn Shokins on the lead, number 25. She won in Mentone.
She won her class and went silver in the championships in Mentone on the beach in the rain that day.
She has a big motor. Sat down on her hocks a little bit. Sat down and really drove herself forward. Very, very nice.
Lots of tail carriage. There she goes. Glenn Shokins with his brother, Shokins Training Center in Belgium, just outside of Bruges. Giving every last bit. That's right. Our leader is a 92.58, Section B. There he is. He settles quickly right into a nice stand-up, Greg.
Yeah, nice. Hit that very
well.
well.
Not a lot of walk up to it. Just turn around and put her right into it. And Silhouette has a beautiful silhouette.
She's doing a great job. She's given him everything she can today, showing her stuff.
She's fit, beautiful hair coat.
Beautiful haircut.
Kid from northern Belgium. This time of year, it's very chilly the last month or so. They've really worked hard to keep her coat in order. And then here in the stable area, it was quite chilly. You're wearing coats and gloves and hats here. Stay warm.
It was snowing when we arrived at the airport on Tuesday morning.
The main arena's comfortable, but as you go further away from the collection ring into the stabling area, it's a little chilly today back there. It's been like that. The horse has been here 3 or 4 days. Many of them less than 10 hours away. The Italians again, and the British, the English have a little further haul. Horses from England take the ferry boat over.
Well, that's interesting.
I did that once, 2.5 hours across the ocean, English Channel.
They don't do the tunnel, huh? They go
No,
above.
Not allowed in the tunnel. No live animals in the tunnel. So they load on there with the cars, the horse trucks, and the bowels of the ferry boat. It's a ginormous ferry boat. From Dover to Calais. Again, about 2.5 hours of floating. You try to pick days where it's a little smoother, or time of day the channel's smoother, the water. Very nice job. She'll be in the mix at the end.
She's a nice filly. Look at the laid back shoulder and the pretty hip.
Yeah, her
beautiful
smooth
body.
There, Apollo comes on in. The filly from the world-renowned Dubai Arabian stud breeding program.
By FAL Rashim, that beautiful Shawan son out of Dishala. It was by Mirage.
World champion Mirage daughter. The daughter of world champion Mirage, pardon me.
And bred and owned by Dubai Stud of the Emirates.
There's Apollo. He's probably got the longest lead shank in the business. He'll really get that. He has a nice feel with the horse too.
He has a beautiful presentation on the run. He watches his horse, like you said. He feels it. He's waiting, as you see, and then he'll go when he thinks she's ready. He's going to say, come on, baby, let's do this thing together. And he'll stay with her. He won't let her run off, but see, there he goes. And he's booting it down. And
using the whole arena.
Right, and he's going to just watch her and let her sort of say it's a little cold here and hit her spot again and back to the trot and down we go.
Again, they're allowed to move the horse up and back as long as they keep going. The ringmaster will interrupt them when he feels the judges have seen enough.
You can see one of Apollo's assistants in the back shaking the back.
There were a lot of assistants for that horse. He is pointing her towards the out gate. Walked right into a nice setup. She hit her whoa and got right in down to business quite quickly here. You have to pick your poison here. There's distractions everywhere. You have the Eiffel Tower. You have a park setting in center ring. You have, I'm counting maybe 60 camera people clicking along the rail in front of the VIP area, as well as the atmosphere here and the lighting. So,
and to expect these yearling babies to just give you their total attention, that's pretty hard. It's amazing they give this much. She has a beautiful muzzle, this filly. Just where the break on the dish is just so extreme and so
just soft.
Yeah,
just a real delicate.
The flow there.
And as she ages, those jowls will may get a little larger and they'll even get more defined in the front of the face.
Very defined.
So you have 6 judges working this class, 2 photographers, and a ringman. You have 11 people out there as you're trying to present your horse in center ring. Without any practice on the rail, you go straight from the trot to right into a stand-up. Very, very, very difficult conditions, and doing a nice job. This filly has a lot of titles on her belt already as a yearling. Had a great year early in the year in the Middle East. Had a strong summer in Europe.
They do a lot of that, don't they? They fly a lot of horses in the winter to the Middle East and bring them back to Europe in the summer. So the winter show string is in the Middle East, the show season.
It's year-round almost for these horses and the handlers.
Yep.
A lot of prizes given in the Middle East shows. Prize money, watches, automobiles for championships and class wins. And then the great atmosphere and show titles in the European season. And that finishes Section B, Greg.
Yep, and I'm thinking we haven't heard this number here. This should be a good number.
Yep, Raphael is still in the lead. Second still is Ezra AH, and third is Silhouette AS with a 91.5. So let's see if Paulo can slide in there.
ArabianEssenceTV.com, and of course Al Sheikh Stud. Thank you so much. With me, my partner Rory O'Neill. I'm Greg Knowles, and we're enjoying the heck out of this day. What a fun thing to do. Come here, see these beautiful horses, this great atmosphere, and be part of this great, great industry and world, and to bring the story to everyone worldwide. We couldn't be more proud. Whether you're in China, South America, USA, Canada, Mexico, 20 countries are represented here today.
Greg, you know what's fascinating for those that haven't been here, and this is our first year, so we've experienced all the things, the newness of it. We're 10 minutes from the airport. The hotels are 5 minutes from the showgrounds in the airport. You can either drop on a train, take a taxi or an Uber. Paris downtown, where all the sites you want to see, is 40 minutes away. It's a very fun, convenient show. Everywhere you turn, you run into horse people. Lots of networking, socialization. It's been fun.
And if you don't have the Christmas spirit, you will by the time you leave.
It's beautiful.
Because at night here, everything is
might
lit
even
up.
be better in the evening to tourists.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Lit up like Christmas. Well, we have a new leader.
Wow, she jumps up with Raphael, and Algar had a big score. This is even bigger.
Malakapeshi and the beautiful F.A.L. Rashim out of D. Shala.
Takes the win in Section B.
And high score of the show so far.
Yeah.
Beautiful job. He got a trot, he got a stand up. He put it both all together, and with a good filly.
Deep class.
Deep class. Great horses.
Top 3 horses over 92 points. The winner in the last class was a 92er. So significant achievement. That sets her up for Sunday. Quite nice. So this is the second section of yearling fillies just finishing up. And then we'll move into the first of 2 sections of 2- and 3-year-olds, the junior fillies mares. And then after that, we'll finish up with 2 sections of the senior mares, an A and a B. 6 goes today, 3 classes in all. Each class has an A and a B today. Tomorrow will be the Colts and the Stallions. We'll begin a little earlier, 9 o'clock local time tomorrow morning here in Paris. It'll be late nights for you in the other continents, South America, North America. And then Sunday we start at 10 a.m. They didn't disappoint.
Nope. Beautiful fillies.
So she wins the Best Head Award, just like the winner in the previous class, AJ Samara. The Best Head winner is also the class winner. That typically happens over here. People checking their scores on their telephones, following along on the app, ArabianEssence.tv app. And the awards, I call it the prize giving over here. We're going to do the prize giving next. Best head first announcement, and then the first place on to 5th. And then, Greg, it's different than we see in the United States. Every media person with a credential is allowed to take a picture of the winners. Looks like Lady Gaga walking around when those guys, they're just aggressive. They're taking great pictures.
Yep.
Worldwide media outlets. There she is.
Number 26.
Takes the Best Head Award and the class.
Ishihana. She's a beautiful, beautiful filly. Boy, the championship will be very interesting. A lot of really special yearling fillies. I'd take home any of those.
320s for type. The other 3 scores were 19.5 in the type category. 420s for head and neck for Dishinani. 2 19.5s. And then the movement, 19s and 19.5s.
And you can see she likes it. She's happy. She's only a yearling, and she's not nervous. She's not scared. She's enjoying the interaction with the owners and the breeders. What a good win for Paulo, and of course Dubai Stud.
Daughter of FAL Rashim, which Dubai Stud also owns now. Purchased him as a 2-year-old from the U.S. She's out of a daughter world champion Mirage.
That's a committed program doing a great job, Dubai Stud.
Proud breeders are there, supporters. That was thrilling. The last horse of the second section jumps to the top when there's 2 big scores already posted. Very nice. All right, Greg, we're going to try to catch a word with them if they're not too busy down there, Apollo.
All right, good luck with that.
See you
Let
down
me
there.
know, I'll be here. There's the beautiful Al Gama. She is, of course, owned by El Sheikh Stud, our sponsor today, actually, and bred by the Hodgsmans of San Diego, California, presented by Raphael Curti. Beautiful, beautiful filly going reserve. She won that up until the last class, horse of the class. Beautiful filly, and because they can all be judged this weekend, Sunday, on comparative, anything could happen. They won't have the emphasis of certain things. They will judge the overall impression from a silhouette. The side and the stand-up actually will become just a little bit more important, where trot carries a lot of weight and movement is very important in the qualifiers. It's important totally all the time, but the stand-up is the stand-up in the championship, and you compare to each other, and you're comparing from the stand-up. Rory's working his way down to see if he can get a little moment with you guys, with the winner, to sort of give you a feel of their emotion and their excitement. Let's hope that he can get that done. And there's Raphael with his reserve champion, and Al Sheikh Stud. And that is Mohammed Sheikh Suleiman on the left. He owns Al Sheikh Stud, holding his girl. You can tell he loves her. Not bad for the unknown one. Coming to the secret weapon. Not disappointed one bit. What a beautiful filly. Excited to see her here. She fit right in, right amongst the top. And like I said, Sunday's going to be really fun to watch. Tomorrow, the boys. Tomorrow we get to see all the beautiful colts, the middle-aged horses, and the stallions, mature stallions, the future of the breed. The wealth is in your females, your fame is in your studs. So tomorrow we'll see the famous ones. Today we're going to see all the wealth. Beautiful quality breeding mares that make more great, great babies, that create more and more stars. Polish contingency, one of the Polish guys. She had an amazing run with her motion. Beautiful, beautiful athlete. The two brothers, Tom and Glenn, walk back. Giacomo for Algessimia. And Paulo for Dubai Stud.